G'day guys. Had a request to do a side-by-side normal unmodified GPX-5000 against a modified GPX-5000 without the external gain control and frequency control, and basically it has to be done, well, the request is factory default and give it a test on a small target. So we're going to do that right now. This is a standard GPX. This has not been touched. It's actually just come in. Actually, what I'll do, I'll unplug it. I'll stick that through there so I don't drop it on the floor, which is the lead. Okay, it's got someone's name on it, but I'll put that over there. Okay, this has the factory seal on it. It has dirt out of the gold field, and yeah, it's pretty dirty looking detector. It's not one of mine, but yeah, that's come in, and we'll have a look on this one here. This is actually a fair, yes. Make sure just check the serial numbers on these. Okay. This is a later version, this one. The one that's just come into later version. This one here, this GPX here, which I have done, is a B serial number. But on the 5000, shouldn't make any difference because the factory default gain and everything is all the same. So yeah, this one here is a later GPX 5000. Not that it should make any difference. So what we'll do with this, we'll hook him back up. I'll even screw up the connectors. I won't worry about screwing in the power connector. It's power, it doesn't make any difference. So what I'll do, I'll put him in the factory default. I'll let him do his howling noise. There we go. That's in factory default. What we'll do now is this is wobbly today for some reason. We'll get this and I'll wind it up. Okay. That is a 3-stack of post-it notes. Now, remember before I was using 2 stacks and this. Let's try it with 3 stacks. Okay, this is the 0.012, and what we'll do, we will test it. These post-it notes are on a bit of an angle too, so it's just because of the binding. Maybe if I turn one around that way, it makes it more even. Maybe not, but we'll do that on both of them anyway. So that is a 0.025. Now these detectors have been set up for low noise and they have exactly the same gain. Exactly, precisely. Now that is the standard edition. We'll go back down around here. I'll put my test bit there. We'll turn him off. and I'll stick the owner's note back on it, or else what will happen is I won't know who it belongs to, even though Dave's probably written it down in the book with the serial numbers and so forth. But yeah, I won't know. Whoops. Don't like showing people's names on detectors. This one here is going back shortly as well. This one's been modified. This is take that off with info. As you can see, that's got no stickers on it whatsoever, and the one on the bottom there, that's been cut because it's been modified. Anyway, I'll put the sticker back on this side on this one. That's all right. Now these are all tested in normal mode, by the way. Okay, I'll screw it up tight. I will do exactly the same as with this as what I did with the other. Whoops, touched the wrong switch. Hang on, reset it again. Okay, all the other front settings are exactly the same. So I don't know if you can hear the difference, but that one is fairly quiet. I'm not going to do a frequency scan or anything like that. I don't think it makes any damn difference, because on this coil assembly here, this is the low noise. So 0.025, and we'll just go over the same stack. This is the importance of a low noise front end. Okay, it's got quite a few things done to this actually, internally, but this is where you're going to get good gain from a low noise front end, and it'll be able to handle the ground better and give you a better signal to noise ratio overall. So let's see how high we can get this little 0.0025 spec. Oops, yeah, I'm out of focus, of course, but anyway, it's on there. So yeah, like the other guy said, show us your hands. Anyway. I'm taking it up as high as I can. Hope you can get the audio out the amp. I've got the other microphone over there, so it should work. Okay, I'm going above the stack. I'll go on the stack like I did on the other one. As you can hear, this one picks it up a hell of a lot better than the other one. Now this detector also has variable frequency put in it, but it's done through the back digital display. And what I'll do on this, because I've reset it back, when I reset it back to factory, it goes to standard timings. The timing length is exactly the same as a factory detector. Around about 30. If you put it on normal mode, you measure the 3 short pulses. They're about 35 microseconds long. Both detectors are the same and identical on that front. So what I'll do, I'll get in here into the menu. Okay, manual tunes on 128. Let's crank it up. Arbitrary number, I don't know, where should we go? 247. 247. Okay, just see on normal mode, does that make a difference? Or does it make a difference? Yes, it does make a difference. You can hear that. They're up here. So that's the difference between getting gold and not getting gold. Now, if we actually do, if I can see my ruler around here somewhere, probably right in front of my face. There's just so much stuff in here I can't see it. I'm looking. It's got to be in here somewhere. Can't see it. Can't see it. It's disappeared. Ah, dear me. I should have another ruler here somewhere on the bench. Unless someone's come and taken them. Ah, dear me. That's really interesting. It really is. Actually, I just noticed I've got another 5000s come in as well here. It's got notes on it, but I could also, oops, go near the coil. I've got another one here that hasn't been touched either. That's come in to be done, and I could. How about I hook this one up as well? We'll just do a. We'll see what serial numbers on this one. This is a 13-digit serial number, so we can compare it. I know straight off that this detector will not be able to pick up, even on that stack there, it won't be able to pick it up because it's just a standard detector. So what we'll do, I'll spin this around and we'll focus down on this detector here, which is the modified one. So there you go, guys. You can get really good mods in the detectors. I'll tell you what, when you work out the percentage in that on small gold is coming up somewhere, maybe around 15%. That's why I wanted to measure it, but I can't see my ruler. It's got to be here somewhere. I don't think I've taken it out the room unless Chari or the kids have taken it for some reason. I just don't know where it is. I've got calipers here, but they're metal. It's not going to work. So anyway, that is the modified detector. Okay, nice and quiet, really good signal to noise ratio, picks up a lot better, and it's running the same input stage gain. So there's no trickery there. Let's get the one I just said I was going to do. This one here. Hang on, I'm going to take all this stuff off because it's on the wrong side. Okay. It's stuck on there with black tape as well. Oh, okay. Well, that can stick on the back there. Okay, so here is another 5. Whoops. It's got stuff written on the bottom of it too. We don't want to do that. We'll hook this up. Let's make sure that we are going to be in mono, normal. We're going to be in mono. We're going to be leaving in fixed and deep. That's my standard setting for these detectors. We'll do this up. We'll plug him in. And what I'll do, I'll set it to factory default. Oh, must have the threshold down. It started up and had no noise. I said, oh, something wrong with this detector. Maybe I haven't tested it yet, so I don't know. So yeah, we'll do it again. We'll start her up. It's working. Okay. See, I have to put them back to factory default. I don't know where people have set them up. And the threshold is low on this one. There we go. So let's have a look and see what this one does. It's all factory default. So around we go. did a big stack. And let's get a, there it is there, 0.025 little tiny thing. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, it's getting a sniff of it, but oh, really? It's just in the noise. See what I mean about signal to noise ratio? And yeah, like, even to make it better on this one, I'll give this one a frequency. I'll give it a better than fighting chance. I'll give it a complete frequency reset. Let it scan for the quietest part of the spectrum. Okay, if I can find the button on it. Where are you? There. Okay, so I'll just let that do its bizzo and see if it can find a bit of the spectrum that's dead quiet for it. These are just noisy detectors in general. They just are noisier than the higher gain 4500. Yeah, you work that out. So we'll just let it run through its frequency set there. Eventually we will get there, I hope. Where are we? There we go. It settled it at 141, right near the, roughly near the middle. Probably a little bit quieter, so we'll see how we go. No, it can't get it. Can't get that small piece there. So anyway, if you want small bits, that will also translate down into depth loss with larger gold. I mean, larger than that anyway. But you know, maybe you can get the, it can get the 0.05. We'll give it that. Just gets it. Just. I wouldn't even, I don't know if you'd pull up on that. Have a listen. Get back there. It's going to fall off. Get on there. Here we go. You'll get the 0.1, I'm sure. .05? No. We'll give it the 0.1. We'll have to make it, give it an unfair advantage. So it gets that. The other quieter one, the modified one, would absolutely ping on that like crazy. And, you know, you could probably work that out for yourselves, that it is far better. And with the modifications now, the way I'm doing them, completely changed the whole system, how it works, and you don't have a drilled detector. There's no more holes in it. So that is a bonus, especially on resale, because I've seen detectors, especially, you ever look around and you see detectors like F1A4s and things like that. I've got one here. We used to do this years ago, and yeah, I don't even use it. Well, get away from the coil. Gee, doesn't like that. But anyway, that's a F1A4 that has been modified. It had you know, threshold and gain and 3 timing switch. But the thing is with these, when they're modified up, the resale value, I've had a look on Facebook Marketplace, and that the backside falls out of the resale price. So I thought that the way to go now is not to drill holes in the detectors, to retain trade in and resell value, because there's going to be a time in the future that you are going to want to upgrade your detector and if you've got new people who want to get into prospecting and they see that the detector has holes in it, that might put them off. So I'm just thinking, I've had a lot of communication with people saying, do we have to? Do we have to do this? Do we have to do that? Can we get away from this? Can you do it a different way? And I said, actually, I really, got stuck into it and said, yes, I can. So we've worked out a lot of noise issues, where the noise comes from, how it intermodulates in the detector, and basically turning a lot of coherent noise into non-coherent noise, so it doesn't stack and add or multiply. So I'm just trying to do this detector here, and I did it up a bit tight. So yeah, that's another one that is a standard detector. So I'm just going to put them all down here around that way, and that's another one too. So how's that? We've had a a bit of a run on 5000s lately, and and also 7000s and 6s. We've done those up as well. I should make a mention about, do I do it in this video or not, because it's really 5000 specific. Yeah, I don't know if I God, there's another one over there too. Actually, I've got a fair few of these things in here at the moment. So yeah, there's some sitting on the chair there. But hang on a second. No, it's actually a 2100 V2 has turned up. And this one here. Hang on. Another 5 and 3500. Now, I don't know if there's any more. Yes, there is down there. GP Extreme. Oh, there's another one again. Damn, I'm losing count. How? What's that one? GP-3000 as well. So yeah, they keep coming in. David always rolls up, and oh god, there's another 5000 down there as well. I just keep. Yeah, there's. And there's another 4500 sitting there as well. So they keep coming in and keeping me trapped in the workshop. Even this is quite interesting. From overseas, that's a yeah, belongs to right. Yeah, you know who you are. There's some countries you're not allowed to metal detect, so they don't send a detector, they send the boards. So we have to do the boards. Yeah, it's just the way it works. They just send the boards, they don't send the front and back. As far as anyone's concerned, it's probably, part of a dishwasher or something. I don't know what they say, but yeah, that's how it's done from over in Africa and parts of the Arab world. They do not send the detectors because it'll get grabbed in the postal system, and they'll never see it again. So that's true. So we very, very hesitant to get anything in that's in one piece from those countries. It just, especially well, that detector's not from. Well, the worst country I think is Iran. You cannot do anything in and out of Iran, and yeah, everything is channeled over into Iraq, and it comes over that way. I shouldn't say that because the Iranian authorities will probably pick up on it, but we don't see that many from that neck of the woods. But other countries, yes. But you can understand why. I've never had a detector from North Korea yet. I don't know why that is. But no, I'm joking, of course. Apart from that, we get those out of the way. And I should say, yeah, someone sent me this. yeah, it's a it's going to be a sacrificial. Yeah, it's just got my address on there. That's all right. Oh no, it hasn't. It's got that address on there too. Oh, yeah, Tim. Thanks for that, mate. I owe you one. So yeah, that's one of those horrible, heavy, you know, need to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to lift that thing, and that's going to be turned into a dongle, and I can make up some really, really good coils because I have a lot of coil requests, especially for sevens, and I've just got to get the final little part worked out for the 6000 coil defeat, right? So you can use any coil on a 6000. 6000 runs with the normal Mindlab coils, by the way. You just got to do it, just run a trick with the ground connection. But you can make them work, not a problem. How well they actually work? Yeah, they work fine. So, no problem there. I just stuck a standard 11-inch on one. It worked like a charm. And, you know, there's one out there at the moment with a 6 getting tested with completely rewound coil that we'll get the feedback after this weekend because it's out running around the field. I think it was running around last weekend or something, but it got caught short. And anyway, the feedback on that coil is I've only had written feedback on it so far. It said it's very, very sensitive. So as in sensitive that it picks up very, very small items. So that's good in itself. And yeah, all good. Now, there was another thing. Yes, there is too, but I can't say anything about that. I'm just thinking. No, leave it there. That just proves that without going completely nuts and doing lots of weird, wonderful, and strange things to these detectors, that you can still get a lot of extra performance out of the detectors. And also, even though it's on small gold, it translates into big gold deep as well, especially with we do the variable frequency through the back menu. And you know, if you set it round, like I say, if you set it at 128, which is factory default, all the pulses are exactly factory default, and then you can move it down or up depending on your coil size that you want to use, your target you want to go after, and how noisy the ground is. If the ground is extremely noisy, you can wind the frequency down as well, which does tend to quieten off ground decay if it's got an extended ground decay. If it's got mineral makeup that makes it very hard to you know, balance out, it's getting into the receive window a little bit. You can stretch it out and make it go on. It's really good for big, deep target location with big, deep, huge coils. Like we've been making a lot of those big drag coils lately. David has, not me, thank God. If you make too many of them, you get RSI. No, I'm not joking. Even though I'm just doing small coils, I get RSI. And yeah, all good. It's all good, all happening. So just thought that whilst I had these ones, you know, one done and two not there, that we could just quickly throw them on the bench and give them a go, and just show that it definitely makes an improvement. You can probably hear it too. If you go back in the video and have a listen, you'll have a listen that the overall bip, bop, 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 bip sort of noise is not as pronounced on the modified detector. It's a lot quieter. So that makes it easier to hear targets. It's not lost in the noise. So, you know, you could probably, you know, use the back end gain and crank it up and get more of a signal too without actually getting to the point of amplifying too much noise. I should actually try that because it's logical that would be the case. And I would say thinking of how it all works, yes, if you're shoving less noise in, you're going to get less noise out, even after added amplification. So there will be a benefit there as well. So that's why it's really, really good, especially on the older models, to have the input stage done. We can only do so much on the later models because they put in those big chocolate blocks, black chocolate blocks, which then more or less, well, it does make it more difficult to do anything on the front end of those detectors, but it can still be done. It can still be done. Especially a lot of people say that the 6 is really noisy, and it is an issue. Yeah, I keep getting the 6s in to do up, and they are a lot better. They are a hell of a lot better. Benny, you know who you are, Benny? Benny was telling me that he's over in WA with a 6 I did for him. I think it's a 6. I did a 6 and a 7, but I don't know which one he was talking about. I think it's a 6. He was saying it's going 15% deeper on small targets. So that's nothing to sneeze at. So Benny, you can leave comments there on it if you want in my videos and tell people about it. The thing is, he did say that it was a little bit more noisy, but that could be that because the noise is out of the detector, the overall sensitivity could have come up. And depending on where you are and your EMI load and everything else out that way, that possibly could be indicating that it's actually more sensitive to signals rather than, swimming in its own bathwater, as to say. It's not, it doesn't. I got to be careful what I say, in my opinion, because I'm not going to say. I don't want to say anything bad, because let me say this: if you've got people out there selling detectors, and you say things bad about them, and the company manufacturing, and you say things bad about them, well, you are enemy number one, aren't you? You are well, they will perceive that you're affecting sales, and they won't be able to buy as much steak as what they normally buy, and it might impinge on the BMW and Mercedes repayments or something like that. But you got to be careful what you say. And the thing is, I like showing the improvement, because seeing, how are you going to deny it? It's pretty obvious. I can make it, I could do a lot of things. But I just show you, there's one, there's another, and there's that one. And I could even just go and whack on my 45 if I want to now. Actually, I've got my own 5, and you'll see it's just the same with those as the other modified one. But those have got variable gain, so I can crank it up more, but you can only go so far in an environment like this, and you'll start bringing in noise. Out in the goldfield, it's not so bad. But I'm just trying to make this easy. I'm trying to make it just set and forget, and away you go. None of this fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Oh, if you got that too high, oh, the detector desensitized, and now you've been walking around for weeks and weeks, and it wasn't even responding to anything. You've got to be careful with these detectors. You can't just go and crank everything up, as in doing upgrades or modifications, without very carefully taking into account what actually happens. Because like I said before, we've had people, they've gone and cranked it up, not reading, all these detectors go out with instructions. They don't read the instructions, and thus they get themselves into trouble. And then you've got to spend hours and hours, what David does, spends hours on the phone trying to teach people on the phone because they didn't read the instructions. Well, guess what? A complete novice can grab one of those and go detecting, and we'll have no problem at all and get maximum performance. Just like that. Simple. Very simple. Even if you screwed up the coiled to gold target to frequency ratio you had to completely ask about, it's not going to make a massively huge difference. You are still going to punch down deeper than what other people are. You're going to either be more sensitive, or you're going to have a lot less noise. And it's just horses for courses. It's small coil, high frequency. Big coil, lower frequency. Medium-sized coil, medium frequencies. Really bad ground, go down low frequency, even for small coil. So just tune it to you matching the ground to the coil and the functionality of the detector. The rest of it's just child's play. It just works. So it's not hard. So that's that. Yeah, I'm going to make another video on the other subject. It's a complete different subject matter. It's about the 6000, and I've been scouring over the internet reading up people's comments, because I got a detector in that is a 6, and it has the issue everyone is talking about. But I'm not going to discuss it now, because no one will ever watch the end of this video thinking I'm going to start talking about 6s. Some of you will think that I'll start talking about 6s, but I'll do it on a separate video and keep it all sort of on target a little bit better than what I usually do. So that is the story of the 5000. Yeah. Got any questions? Comment. And yeah, that's probably all, folks. Catch us later.